Maybe dark to come back. As long as there's no sorcerers, there's no point working.
Ugh, mating season. Again. If I have to deal with one more buck looking to court me, I'll take a chunk out of his ear.
Off you go. I can't be seen raternizing with the likes of you. A sorcerer? Ha! Second rat wizards by my book. The reddish-coloured flesh beasts round here string your kind up by their hands.
The rat hisses at you with sibilant malevolence.
Carry on then, stink beast. Don't let little old me distract you from your very important stink business.
If any buck rabbit asks, you didn't see me. Got it?
I bet you're the musical sort. You've thought about taking up the lute. I got a few ready to go, all freshly strung. You never bothered to find the melody in you. A shame. You just got a look. My brother Laszlo couldn't carry a tune in a bucket when he were a wee thing. Now, he's got the voice of an angel. Yeah, I use rosewood mostly. It gives lutes and whatnot a sweet tone. Play 'em too, of course. Me and Laszlo were in a band, but we preferred duets. Just us, spreading song. He's all right then, yeah? That's Laszlo, all right. If he had the blues, you'd never know it. Nothing kept his big smile from brightening the darkness. I hate the Magisters for what they'd done. Stole me brother. Stole me heart. I keep going though, hoping to get to Ark sooner than later. Lucian's Day crowds will be wanting some musical trifles. Come back if you need. I'll be whittling away. Useful? Ah, you mean deadly. Used to make bows and fletch arrows, but left that hobby behind. Oh, I ain't taking that guilt trip. I ain't gonna stop your rowdy ways, but I ain't gonna help you either. If you want to make music instead of war, I'll be around. Hello? Use the best wood I can find. Good rosewood ain't too common, but lutes made from it croon like songbirds. I like playing too, though my brother Laszlo was the real talent. Same to you.
There's paladins up ahead. Men of my vintage. I wonder if I served with any of them back in the war.
Traveler, everything grows here. Tall and strong. Join us. Dear child, you sacrifice too much. You need peace, rest. Come here and stay with me a while.
A great pounding suddenly erupts in your chest. Your inner god roars and bellows, an incoherent, maddening cacophony.
It is awful how he treats you. He asks so much and gives so little in return. The one who makes demands, of course. The one who cowers inside you even now, afraid to face me.
Your god thrashes and recoils inside you. You feel your heart somersault, and a lone word hissed in your inner ear. Void.
I am the only one who cares. He will say otherwise. He always does. And in the end, he'll betray you. Don't play his game. Think of yourself. Rest here. The sun is golden. No one will bother you. This moment can last forever, if you let it.
A sudden weariness washes over, bone deep and as irresistible as a strong current.
Shh, don't fight it. This is how it's supposed to be. Sleep now. When you wake, it will be in a new world, a beautiful world. I only wanted to give you rest, not pain. Now, I leave you to my children. They are many. They are impatient. They lack my gentle touch. I am sorry, truly.
I bet you're the musical sort. It's like I always said. He's all right then. That's the last law. I hate the Magisters. I keep going though, hoping to get come back if you need. I'll be whittling away. Don't let them.
There's paladins up ahead. Men of my vintage. I wonder if I serve with any of them after the war.
Who goes there? Ha! If you're looking for adventure, east's the way to go. It's a void-woken hellhole over there. Sorcerer at work. Powerful one. Of course, you could wait for the Magisters to sort them out. You'll be waiting. Holding the fort like we always do. Usually the fort in question is bigger than this one, but you do the job in front of you, don't you? Seems someone high up doesn't trust the Magisters to do their jobs out there. What should you expect beyond the bridge? Expect sorcery of the highest order. Expect void-woken, bigger and badder than you've ever seen. Expect the void. Expect to die. Go on through, adventurer. We won't stop you.
Heading east? If I were you, I wouldn't. You look tough, but you ain't tough enough. East'll be your funeral. The rolling pastures of Paradise Downs ain't paradisical no more.
You've hit a nerve. He looks away.
Ain't none of your business why I'm still here. Like I say, none of your business. Paradise Downs out eastwards there is shattered, and so am I. And so too will you be if you venture there. I'll leave it at that.
I'll hold my tears when weeping comes.
By Lucian's sword, we meet again. Would that circumstances were better here than in Fort Joy. But they're not. Voidwoken lie in wait beyond the bridge.
Sighting a stocky paladin seated ahead, Ifan tugs at your sleeve.
This one I remember. Hardwin and I served together back in the war. Let me do the talking.
The two men embrace, amicably enough, but you sense an uneasy tension running beneath their smiles.
Well, well as I live and scarcely breathe, if it isn't Ifan Ben Mesd. I thought you died in the death fog. Thought you died a hero. But I suppose it's better to live as one. We really gave those Black Ring what for, eh? Wiped them all out in the blink of an eye. Damned proud to have served with you, Ben Mesda. Damned proud.
Ifan's face turns sour as he mutters something under his breath that only the paladin can hear. Hardwin loses all camaraderie and blanches, stepping backwards. He puts one hand on his weapon.
You've changed. And for the worse. I'll not have the sacrifices of my fallen brothers maligned to my face. You survived, Ben Mesda. Be thankful for that, if nothing else.
Be careful on the road, stranger. You're safe enough in here, but past the bridge you're on your own. We're doing well enough for now. We've lost many a man to death and desertion, but we still held the bridge. The war is done. I shall not weep while blood still runs. I'll hold my tears when weeping comes. Not amongst paladins, it's not. Shall avenge you. Adlard, Gale, and Hellis Jupp all left their posts. Fortimere too, I suspect. Gone to serve a friend, they said, and maybe that's true. No matter. We'll fight the Voidwoken with what we have, and we'll win. Guy Falchard and Lord Godfrey fell in the last melee. The Voidwoken will be back, be sure of it. Beyond the bridge, the world has gone to hell. The Magisters are out there now, hunting down a sorcerer. Although I suspect it's the other way around. Blood still runs.
A weary paladin strips equipment from the bodies of the dead, singing softly to himself. He looks you up and down, then nods a greeting.
Oh, pity you just arrived. We could have used adventurers like you in that last fight. We're short-handed, deserters, if you can believe that. Abandoned their post and wandered off into the wastelands. Left their friends here to die. It's shameful. We think alike, you and I. See the captain, adventurer. He'll put some work your way.
A senior paladin sits hunched over a tattered map. He registers your presence, sits back in his chair, taps his fingers on the map.
Who are you, and who sent you?
He appraises you with a look, then grimly grins.
I think I've heard about you. Didn't you free the Meister from the gallows in Driftwood? Then I may well have a job for you, if you're interested.
He taps a finger on the map on the table.
Here, in the Black Pits, are White Magisters. Their operation is shrouded in mystery, and this pricks our ears. We are gravely concerned. We believe the White Magisters may have strayed into the darkness. We suspect that Dallas herself and her master Vietinbank are the inspiration for these dark endeavors. Look under the white veil of secrecy and report back. How much do you want? I have fewer paladins to pay, so I have ready gold. But there are limits.
He breaks into laughter.
Done! And cheap at the price, too.
He offers you an item. A whistle-like device sits nestled in your hand.
When you're ready, send a war owl. Be careful out there. It's a dangerous place these days. And I'd like to think I'll hear from you again. And, adventurer...
He looks you in the eye.
Don't get caught.
He looks up from his map.
I notice that I've yet to receive your war owl.
I shall not weep while blood still runs. I'll hold my tears when weeping comes. Who shall avenge you, darling one?
The paladin sends arrow after arrow into the trees. She whips her head and fixes you with an intense look.
They're coming. That, my friend, depends on your definition of okay. There's Voidwoken out there, and they're coming for us.
She turns back to the forest, her bow held ready.
I guess I can be okay with that.
Weep while blood still runs. I'll hold my tears.
They beat all those Voidwoken. I'm impressed.
You, darling one.
For a moment, I thought you were our reinforcement. You here to lend a hand? Glad to hear it. Carry on, and all the luck of the gods to you.
Seems like the only work these days is in fixing weapons. This will do. Happy to. Some of that stuff's not bad, friend. It's a little better now if I say so myself. Good luck to you.
If you're looking to fight, I can use the help. If you're looking to chat while enjoying the view, then bugger off.
Just when I think this land holds no more surprises, I find myself in some place even more dismal than the last. Still, at least this is an interesting variation on dismal. How many times must I tell you? I have business in the Black Pits. We should head to the excavation site there.
Last time I was here, I summoned my wolf right in the tavern. All hell broke loose. Good times. Good times. I wonder if they'll remember. Well now, how's my favorite god woken?
He barks a laugh, teeth bared.
Look, I'm a simple man. Give me work I understand, good company, open skies above me, and a boozy night in a tavern now and then. I'll be content. Only difference between being in the Order and being a lone wolf was that way back then I really believed in something, but it didn't exactly pay off. I mean, has belief ever paid off for you?
He grins wider and laughs, but the good cheer doesn't quite reach his thoughtful eyes.
You've a heart as soft as a chicken's knee. Just like mine.
His eyes glitter as he stands tall to tell the story, hands waving expressively. You can see it's a story he's used to telling, one he enjoys weaving for an audience.
So, underneath the tavern in Driftwood, there's a place I feel right at home. A delightful little hive of scum and villainy. A few months back, I was relaxing down there after a job. Just a hint of Drudene. You know, a hint. All of a sudden, a tiger prowls in. I jump up, but everyone else is just ignoring it. And then he picks up my scent. His eyes turn blue, and he leaps to pounce on me. A fury of claws and teeth. I flip the table and start scrambling for my crossbow. Nowhere to be found. And by now, the tiger's right on top of my eyeballs. So I do the only thing I can think of. I summon Afrit, my soul wolf. And now everybody reacts. Screaming, scrambling around, pelting for the stairs, drinks flying everywhere. And that pesky tiger? Nowhere to be seen. Turns out it was Drudene messing with me. Stronger stuff than I'm used to. Also turns out some people don't appreciate spectral wolves tearing up the place. So some people called magisters on me. Well, it's guarded by a grouchy-seeming dwarf named Papa Thrash. But he's a real sweetheart once you get to know him. I love that password of his. Open minds and closed fists. I'm from the deserts of Mezd originally. My parents died when I was very young, no more than a cub. They were spice merchants, killed by bandits as we were trading on the forest roads. The elves nearby saved me afterwards. They found me hiding in a wagon and they took me in.
Ifan bites his lip, hard enough to draw blood.
They were my home until I was old enough to join the Order. Mother Melody always said I'd have a hard life. She saw it as fact, since I was born under the waxing moon. Could be. Here's hoping. But I haven't seen anything to contradict the spirit of mine. Yet. For sure. Always carry a snack.
Ifan reaches into his tunic pocket and pulls out a strip of dried raw meat. He takes a tiny bite and offers the rest to you. Ifan rummages around the roll-down tops of his boots and grins in victory as he plucks a single mushroom from the folds.
Aha.
He hands you the mushroom with great ceremony, bowing as he holds it aloft. Ifan smiles and looks around before reaching high into his sleeve and pulling out a tiny herbal wrap. The unmistakable scent of Drudene hits you as he holds it out to you.
The last weapon in the lone wolf arsenal. You know, for after the toughest jobs.
He winks and tips his fingers to his temples before loping off.
Yes? Is it an audience you desire?
The woman in front of you yawns so wide, you can almost see what she had for lunch. Catching your eye across her wares, she rolls both of her own.
Oh, a customer. Welcome to Four Sisters, creators of the all-singing, all-dancing, world-famous Sorcerer Sundries. Sooner you tell me what you want to buy, sooner I can get back to doing what I like best. Nothing. So... And praise Lucian for that.
Her face clouds over for a moment.
Though I do hope she's all right. I know the Seekers didn't fare so well, but my sister's always had a way of getting out of scrapes.
She shakes her head, and the concerned look vanishes, replaced with a hard stare.
Anyway, did you buy some of our Sorcerer Sundries from her?
She narrows her eyes right back at you, and folds her arms to boot.
And why would she do a thing like that? I'm going to go out on a limb and guess that you know about our penchant for riddles. So I'll give you a discount if you can guess my riddle correctly too. How about you do that, and then you can go away, yes? You should know I already regret this. So, see me run, I never walk. I have a mouth, I never talk. I have a bed, I never sleep. I can be shallow, I can be deep. What am I? Wow, you got it right. And what a challenge it was too. I am so impressed. Now, what'll you buy with your discount?
She sighs deeply, as irritated as if you just threw a spider into her ale.
Well, I do sell Sourcerers sundries, don't I? It'd be a bit hypocritical for me not to use my own products. You know, if you want to add some razzle-dazzle to your own gear...
She looks you up and down, slowly. It is clear that you are found wanting.
You really should. Yeah? Well, I'm past caring. The world's about to end. Who's got the time for dainty manners and etiquette? Don't hurry back.
Oh, we dwarves had a kingdom, and we will have it back. I won't always be sweeping, I'll be riding horseback. We dwarves had a kingdom, and a proud knight was I. I won't always be sweeping, for my kingdom I'll die.
The dwarf keeps singing his wistful tune, oblivious to your presence.
Who will?
Heavens to Bessie, another one. More queer folk than commoners in Driftwood these days. Just look at you! A sword-slinging stranger if ever I saw one. I'm surprised those robed fellas aren't attacking you on sight. Anyway, tavern's just down the road. Can't miss it. Because that's where all the queer ones go. Clanking dwarves, dozy lizards. I even saw him drag a voidwoken down there in the dead of night. Don't know what's going on in that tavern, but it must be a freak show in there.
Maybe I'm glad I ain't pulling carts of stinking fish round no more. But what's a beast to do if not pull? How can a beast enjoy this, when he's no notion of what his future holds? I'll be spooked till I'm securely hitched up again.
Hope you ain't looking for work in this dying town. Besides, you ain't got the look of a fisher about you, I'll tell you that much.
You'd swear the shark was smiling at you.
It's all well and good for you with your rations. We've got to take what we can get.
Keeping it
Keep
together,
talking,
Reeve.
dwarf, and you'll end up eating sawdust from a cell
I'm
floor.
all right. As long as I don't think about it too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget them.
Raspy gusts of breath wheeze from the creature's badly mangled mouth as he lifts and drops cargo with automaton-like precision.
You too, Julian. Show 'em how it's done, man. Don't let up now. Keep hauling that cargo.
By these sacks weigh like lead. That's it. It's a disgrace I have to toil like this. I'm a magister, not a damned silent monk.
You too, Julian. Show 'em how it's done, man.
The silent monk does not even look at the wares he is loading, but keeps staring at some unseen horizon with no discernible emotion.
That's it. The barrels and the chests. On the double. You too, Julian. Show 'em how it's done, man. Go on, you mute sacks of flesh. Put your backs into it. I'll not lose another day to the tide. The Lord Dread awaits. Its sails billow with Dallas's breath.
The Magister stops barking orders. He sniffs the air like a predator, turns to face you, the wolf eyeing the deer.
Oh, but yours is not a stink like the one that surrounds us, spat from a dying sea. Yours is a scent that invites a question. Tell me, have you ever been strung up by the hands? Your body swinging like a bell's clapper as your bones are being broken with cast iron rods? We do cruel things unto others and unto ourselves because we must.
He licks his lips. Dry flesh turns wet.
See, I'd like to string you up too. Rack you with rods and leave you dangling over a puddle of your own blood and piss. My favorite one. I'm very good at what I do, see? I don't even need a sauce hound yapping at my side. There was a whiff of something in the air when you approached. A current of filth, that is to say, sauce. Best convince me I was mistaken.
He leans in closer and sniffs the air once more.
Interesting. So I was mistaken. Must have been ambition I smelt on you, not the magic that dare not speak its name. Very well. In that case, we'll forego the gallows and turn straight to the hunt. A would-be magister has to prove her killer instinct, after all. Seems peaceful here, doesn't it? A quiet day in a quiet town. One wouldn't think these drifting woods toss on dwarf-troubled waters. But they do. Consider for a moment the dwarf. What is he? A mule? A beast of burden? But some defy that role. There are rats among them, dancing to their Rat Queen's tune. I've need of a rat catcher. Of course, I must depart post-haste, but Julian here will stay behind and be a good little parrot. Ask and he will answer.
Stay behind? But But I've my orders, same as you. Dallas.
Like I said, Julian is staying. And with that, I must be off. No hard feelings about the death threats, of course. How about we part shaking hands instead of stringing them up? How very heartwarming. One last thing. The Magisters here are diligent men and women. A stranger like you may run into troubles with them. Should this happen, just wave this piece of parchment in their eager little faces. My signature will placate them without fail, I assure you. Adieu and good luck. The Lord Dread awaits. The use of the gallows, I pass on to you. The time has come, my stitched lit lovelies. We set sail. Get on board and man your stations.
The Magister is rubbing the dirt off his robes, none the worse for wear, apparently, from the blast of magic that knocked him off his feet.
You, the damn recruit. I'd be whining and dining aboard the Lord Dread if it weren't for you. Your meddling in Magister affairs had better be worth it. A man of stature wouldn't be moored on a dock with no one but dead fish for company. But here I am and here you are. So, to business. Now answer me. Did you meet with a Magister caravan on your way into town? The hour's growing late and I'm beginning to worry something might have gone wrong. By the Bishop's bones, you saw it! Out with it, woman! What happened? Dwarves! They're pox on those bearded devils! Raymond, that old goat, always suspected there's more to the Driftwood dwarves than meets the eye. Hate to admit it, but I think he may be right. Too many things have gone wrong along Reaper's Coast to attribute to bad luck. Magister ships sinking, weapons disappearing, and as you've seen, a caravan attacked and destroyed. Rumour has it the Dwarvian Queen herself is behind these acts of sabotage. That is what I want you to prove. They've always been snakes in the grass. Cheap labour, sure. And hard workers too. Half of them are their Queen's spies. Her eyes, her ears, her poison-pouring hands. You know what Queen Justinia is like, surely. A tyrant and a master strategist to boot. There's a local thug, Lohar. He runs an operation out of his hideout beneath the Black Bull Tavern. I suspect this man of being a spy for his queen.
It may be interesting to have a word with him. Find out what he's up to. Where I really want you to ferret around is Reaper's Bluffs, to the west of Driftwood.
It's wild territory, remote and hostile, where I believe the dwarves may have set up a base of operations away from prying eyes. Should you find any such place, and better yet, proof that Lohar is working on behalf of Queen Justinia, you will be handsomely rewarded, I assure you. In that case, go forth and let the hunt commence!
In short, travel west in search of a dwarven base of operations in the treacherous Reaper's Bluffs.
Should any such place exist, it would be very opportune indeed should you stumble across any correspondence between Lohar and Queen Justinia. Can't describe it to you any plainly than that.
don't come over. Not like you're buying anything.
Calm as a coiled spring held tight, this silent watcher stands tense before you. It seems to be waiting for something, but what is not clear.
Keeping it together, Bree?
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it.
My word, but you do look exhausted. I bet you could use a touch of magic. Have at it. Got yourself situated.
Thank the divine, you're here to protect us.
Yes, of course.
Keeping it together, Bree?
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it. Smells worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a vat of vinegar.
Then don't come over.
Yep.
If I don't come visit your ton, who will?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Penny for a sick dog. A glance at the dog's miserable face tells you it's sick, all right.
What am I, dog's doctor? Dog's sick. Go on, give us a penny for a sick dog. Paddy, for a penny, you can sing him a love song and call him Mummy. Got one on you, do you, milady? Thank ye kindly. Any chance of another one? Penny for a sick dog and all that? Much obliged. Could I push you for one more? Penny for a sick dog, etc. Cheers. Can I trouble you for just one more? Penny for a sick dog and so? You're very kind. How nice. Could I prevent... There's the spirit. How about just one more? Much obliged. Could I push... Cheers. Can I trouble... Then get out of the way. Penny for a sick dog, people.
Who will?
The dog lies there quietly, clearly in great pain.
What are you looking at? I'm sick here. Get lost. Got a pain in the neck. Got a bad pain in the neck.
It flinches. A low, threatening growl builds within its throat. Under the collar, you find the sharpened points of metal rivets, gouging the poor dog's skin. The dog bares its teeth at you and growls. The dog gives you a long, hard stare, but does not bite you. Yet. The dog goes to bite your hand, and then realizes the pain is gone.
Hey, I feel okay. Thanks, woman. I think I'll wander off now. Here, before I go, what can I do to show my gratitude? Master did.
Keeping it together, Bree?
Huh? Wait a minute. Master hurted me?
You're safe among...
Excuse me a minute. I'm gonna go now, but first I have a thing I need to do.
He turns to his master.
You bad man, you!
Penny for a grieving beggar whose dog ran away. God damn it. That was my livelihood. Penny for a grieving beggar? I reckon I'm owed it here. No. No. You wouldn't do that, would you? Oh, yes. You would do that, wouldn't you? I couldn't prevail upon you to change your mind, could I?
He gives you a cool look, then rummages in his pocket. He hands you the contents.
That's your lot. Go on then. Get lost, you freeloader. I'm working here.
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it.
Ifan Ben Mesd is our living breeze. I don't know how you got free, but it'll be back to the joy with you and no mistake.
Not like you're buying anything.
If I don't come visit,
One eye squints, the other bulges out even further, as if to compensate.
Oh, it's you, all right. It's definitely you. Little tricks won't work on me, Ben Mesd.
She considers your offer.
How much?
keeping it together, Ree.
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much.
So little. You can sit and think about your stinginess at leisure, in a prison cell. Oh, that's it.
That's it. The barrels and the chests. On the double. You too, Julian. Show 'em how it's done, man.
Sister's back. She doesn't feel like playing, but...
The Meister sits slumped in a chair, looking around the room as she works her shoulder with one hand. It looks like it was dislocated by the gallows.
Damnable red cloak baboons ransacking my wardrobes, as if I would keep ancient valuable secrets in a pile with my unmentionables.
She takes a deep breath, and with a twist, a click, and a screech of pain, she shoves her shoulder back into its socket.
I swear by the seven, if we did not have more important matters to attend to.
Reaching across the table, she pulls a bowl of hot water towards her and fishes some bandages, a needle, and thread out of a box. She slowly starts to tend to her wounds.
At least the barbarians were unable to club their way into my vault, so everything you need should be safe. Enthusiasm? On a weekday? My word. We shall begin once we have the tools we need from my vault. You may have been chosen God-woken, but becoming divine requires more than a supernatural pat on the head. Come, God-woken. It is time to see just how awake you are. Fortunately, the Magister's... Kindly remove that painting from the wall. It really is quite simple. In the corner, there's a painting. Remove it. The combination to the vault is 15R, 34L, 23R, 35R, 9R, 16L, 33L, 45R, 51L, 1L. Try to get it right. It really is quite simple. In the corner, there's a painting. Remove it and push... The combination to the vault is 15R, 34L, 23R, 35R, 9R, 16L, 33L, 45R, 51L, 1L. Try to get it right.
Now is not the time for a bath.
It really is quite simple. In the corner, there's the combination to the vault is...
A stone door lies flush with the floorboards. Etched whorls in the granite frame a delicate rotary dial. Gleaming under the dim light, the metallic dial almost seems to wink at you. Taking your time, you carefully enter the combination. The metallic sounds of the tumblers falling within the mechanism let you know you entered the code correctly.
Excellent. Follow me. Your time is at hand, Godwoken.
ancient runes, weird contraptions. This place is an Arcanist's dream.
The Meister is examining her wounds, prodding at this, wincing at that. Her face seems grim as she turns to you.
Do you know what it means to have the power of the divine, Godwoken? And you, in your infinite wisdom, would know what is better? You would judge your enemies without prejudice and make decisions that could hurt your own for the greater good? No. Becoming the divine means taking on the power of all the gods and the responsibility for all the races. The divine was created by the gods to shelter us from the void. The divine cannot use her power for anything else. Very well, then. Let's see if we can't snatch divinity from the jaws of the void. The ritual itself is quite simple. Drop some blackroot in the bowl, mix in a little blood, set the concoction aflame, and then inhale the smoke. Ignore any feelings of dizziness, burning in your lungs, or a dire sense of existential dread. They're all perfectly normal. Although you will need to sacrifice a little sauce along the way. Everything you need is here. Ingredients in the cupboard. Sauce in the glowing fountain. Ritual in the tome by the bookcase. Even an incinerator to provide a flame.
The Meister looks back at her wounds, curiously prodding them as fresh blood oozes out, staining her claws.
Quite. Mind you, being torn asunder by a Voidwoken would be even more inconvenient. So if you wouldn't mind...
The Meister points sharply to the ingredients cupboard.
And do not lose anything. These ingredients are rare indeed. I'm not hiking back out to the Cloisterwood to fetch you more blackroot. Are you simple? Perform the ritual. Ingredients in the cupboard, ritual in the book, sauce in the fountain. Go!
Opening the door, you see a selection of ingredients, thrown together in no particular order. After a quick rummage, you spot the blackroot nestled between the grated dragon's tongue and Drudene oil. You gather up the blackroot, obsidian lance, and ancient bowl, and kick the door of the cupboard closed.
Pray speak.
Are you simple? Perform the ritual. Ingredients in the cupboard, ritual in the book, source... Are you simple? Perform the ritual.
Opening the door, you see a selection of ingredients, thrown together in no particular order. You explore the remaining ingredients, but you've already taken everything you need. As you suck the smoke deep into your lungs, your vision starts to swim and cloud. There is an intense pounding in your head, and you can feel the world fading. As the world fades away, you lose all sense of being grounded. You reach out, but you could feel yourself falling slowly, sinking into the depths of your own soul.
The deepest recess of my soul. But it looks like the Hall of Echoes.
Aye, the giant takes notice of its charges.
Bathed in the half-light of these starless barrens, you spot a figure you could only describe as a second self. It looks haggard and weak, its very voice but a feeble echo of your own.
My chosen, come closer, so that you may see me as I truly am. You will see when you look me in the...
The apparition clasps your face in its shaking hands. You suddenly feel your eyes tingle. Everything becomes brighter, sharper. Blacks and whites become glorious bursts of color, then fade back into their accustomed spectrum.
Blind eyes. Shall speak the spell and see. Please.
God is the strange mirror image of yourself. Before you stands the god Rallic in all his spectral glory.
You know me now, don't you? I saved you from drowning. I blessed you, made you powerful. And now I've come to seek some power in return. Your god-woken soul is my last refuge, my last bastion. May as well make the best of what you have to offer.
Rallic nourishes himself from the source that abounds in your presence. You feel it deep down inside yourself.
Ah, yes. Just what I needed. I tell you, dying just doesn't become a god. Immortality is only permanent, my dear, until one day it simply ceases to be. The void itself is hunting down the gods, leeching us in ways we never thought possible. Droplet by droplet, we are being drained. We're battling for our very survival. It's a battle we're losing, and should we truly lose, all will be cast into oblivion. Well, sort of. But by all means, let that be a motivator, not a cause for concern. You must realize that our fates are now as one, just as our souls are now as one. We are I. Together, we are a force to be reckoned with. But if we seek to survive the onslaught of the Void, we stand no chance unless we become vastly more powerful than we are now. That means there is but one place we can go. The Well of Ascension. It most certainly will be. The Well of Ascension is a lake, a pool of pure source in which the powers of the Seven lie united. We gave them up freely to create the first divine. Each of us donated half of that which makes us gods. To bathe in the lake is to become our chosen. That is where the road to divinity leads, and you must be the first to reach it at all costs. There you touch upon the very heart of the matter. The Void is stronger than ever. A new divine won't be enough. You need to go to the Well of Ascension, not to bathe in the source of the Seven, but to take it. All of it.
This is no time for idle chit-chat.
Are you simple? Perform the ritual.
Only she who claims everything will be everything. The Void's doom. This world's liberator. It's very simple, really. They will either bow to you or be undone. But of course, that is what they are saying to their own God-woken as we speak. We both know they won't bow, just like we both know you will never bow to them. Only one can become a god strong enough to safeguard our world. One, at the expense of all others. So make no mistake, my champion. Chances are the road to divinity will be paved with dead gods, their blood on your murderous hands. But don't let that dismay you. For these sins will be washed clean by the knowledge you committed them to save all of existence. To save your kin, and your loved ones, and the world they live in. They will be at your mercy, which is vastly preferable to you being at theirs. Wouldn't you agree? So fret not, but revel in the promise of the lake. I will lead you there when you're ready, when you've become a true master of the Source, and speak the language of creation itself. Our journey will be fraught with peril. It is a pilgrimage of challenges that will require you to command Source like only a God-woken can, and wield its most powerful spell.
Hoarse laughter rolls and echoes into infinity.
You have so much to learn, so much higher to climb, so much farther to grow. We are I now. The spells you need to know I will teach you when you are ready. But first, you must learn to channel the Source in greater volumes. That is why you need to seek Masters of the Source. You must make them teach you, so that you may become a master in turn. So, return to Rivellon and seek out these sages where they dwell. Convince them to share with you their deep-seated bond with the Source. Once you have, you may return to me here. Something that will make you understand that for a god, there is precious little difference between the living and the dead. Source is. It is a constant, a subject of neither time nor transience. All of life is Source, and in Source it is, immortally so. You have the vision of a god now. Eyes that can see spirits, the souls of the dead made manifest in Source. Speak the spell during your peregrinations, and you will see them. Where the dead lie, the dead linger. Best of luck, my champion. Go now. Rivellon and its masters await. Go now.
The Meister stares intently at you. Her eyes are tired and bruised, but determined.
Still alive? Gods above, there might be something to you after all.
She leans in, her bloody tongue flickering hungrily about your face.
Tell me, what did you see? What you know?
She sighs impatiently as you hack up the last of the green smoke.
You can't channel enough sauce? Gods be damned, why couldn't you have a nice simple problem? Finding an orc to dance the hornpipe, perhaps? You may well have that potential, but at the same time, how to put this? I don't trust you to tie your bootlaces without accidentally hanging yourself, let alone controlling the powers of creation. So we must seek alternatives. Alas, the only Source Masters not yet hauled off to Fort Joy or turn into meat puppets are those too dangerous or cunning for the Magisters to contain. Sorcerers that allowed their power to corrupt them. Many are wicked, cruel, vile, and generally not good teacher material, but we may have no others to turn to. Were the circumstances any different, I would indeed agree. However, it is the path we walk, no matter what the cost. No matter what is asked of you.
The Meister doubles over in a violent coughing fit, struggling for breath. After a few moments, she regains her composure, wiping a thin smear of blood from the corner of her mouth.
No matter what is asked of you, you must learn from them. Alas, I am. And we do not have time to nitpick morals. The Magisters have kept ledgers with all known sorcerers, especially the powerful ones not yet captured. They would be an invaluable resource. But do be careful not to get caught. I was their guest for a time, and I promise you the gallows was the most comfortable part of the experience. And if their barracks turns out to be as empty as their skulls, just try to keep an ear to the ground. There may still be powerful sorcerers hiding in these lands.
As she speaks, one of her wounds reopens, a dark red stain spreading across her tunic. She hisses in frustration and starts to bind the gash.
I wish there was more I could do, but in this condition, I would be more a hindrance than a boon. Godspeed, and remember, do whatever it takes.
Quercus, what are you looking at? Egad, stop gawking at the shield. You ought to be quite used to such journeys into that stone realm by now. Meanwhile, the acorn draws nearer. I read through some tomes I saw that cranky old lizard carrying. Some fascinating leads, but nothing like the power we need to stop the Knights of Dre and their wicked plot. Our gargantuan friend has something of a one-track mind, Quercus? Why are all giants so focused on taking all they can? Yes, our shield may have given a lot of itself. I had noticed, you know. I owe our shield my life several times over. I hardly need to grovel and thank it each time. I'm sure it knows I appreciate it. Now, if you're quite finished ogling your favorite long-legged scratching post, we need to get on and save the world already. Our shield speaks, Quercus!
The spirit of an elegant elven woman materializes before you. She seems surprised.
You can see me. A god woken in my presence. You honor me. I am the Meister's apprentice. I study under her, but I do not learn. I hear tales of the ritual, of what lies beyond. Such wonders, such powers. I decide to pursue them myself. Meister tells me it cannot happen, that I am not God-woken. But in my heart, I know I'm special. I try. I burn the root. I breathe the smoke, and it burns me back. No air fills my lungs, only fire. When the darkness falls, I cannot cry out. I leave my life behind with a shameful whimper.
The spirit looks at you regretfully.
It is hard to hear of such power, and not covet it for yourself. I lie to myself and convince myself that I am special. But I am not special. I am dead. Stay strong on your holy mission, God-woken.
Just when I think this land holds no more surprises, I find myself in some place even more dismal than the last. Still, at least this is an interesting variation on dismal.
Pray speak.
Well now, how's my...
Stefan smiles. The Meister sits slumped in her chair. You notice that some of her scales have dropped to the floor.
What news? Can you channel enough source? Are you powerful enough to proceed? Of course, my supply has rather gone up in smoke. You can find more in the cloister woods to the northwest of Driftwood. Hardly a charming place, but it grows nowhere else. The Magisters kept records of each and every sorcerer in the area. The good, the bad, and the dangerously insane. You have the privilege of seeking out the final of the three. Break into the Magisters' barracks, find their records, and seek out Masters of the Source. Without their help, you will never have the strength to travel within your own soul. Remember, these are dangerous creatures, but it is vital that you learn what they can teach you, whatever the cost.
That's it. The barrels and the chests. On the double.
By the sun, these sacks weigh like lead. It's a disgrace I have to talk.
Done, man. Go on, you mute sacks of flesh. Put your backs. The Lord dread.
The Magister stops, barking orders. He sniffs the air like a predator, turns to face you.
Oh, but yours is not as. Tell me, have you ever been strung up by the hands? Your body. I inquire because I enjoy.
He licks his lips.
See, I'd like to string you up too. Rack you with rods and leave you dang. Oh, no, that won't do at all. I'm very good at what I do. There was a whiff of something in the air which best convinced me I was mistaken.
He leans in close.
Interesting. Very well. Seems but they do. Consider for a moment I've need of a rat catcher. Of course. I
stay behind.
And with that, I must be off. No hard feelings about the death threats, of course. One last thing. Should this happen, just adieu and the time has come, my stitched-lip lovelies. We set sail. Get on board and man your stations.
The Magister...
You! Yes, I am very... Now answer me. Did you meet with the Magister by the Bishop's bones? You saw it? Out with it, woman! What happened? Void woken. That means source was used. Which means some... Raymond, that... Too many things of... Rumour has it the Dwarvian Queen herself has... They've all... You know what Queen Justinian... There's a local...
It may be interesting.
It's wild. Should you find any such in that case?
Hello, missus.
The little boy looks at you. He picks his nose.
You be careful. My daddy's a magister. No, he's not. His daddy's a fisherman like most daddies round here. We're waiting for our friend. He went for a swim. We'll be back soon. He went swimming all the way to Fort Happy. Fort Joy? That's what I said. Fort Joy. He's going to find his mum and bring her back. That's right. I think he's an idiot. And when he gets back, I'm going to tell him so. This fish is ugly. Hello, lady.
The little boy beside her looks...
We're waiting for Joe. Joe's mum smells nice.
Grumbling, the Magister turns back to her patrol.
Well now, how's...
Ivan's... Hackles raised, the dog barks at the sand built up beneath the building.
There's something not right, and that's wrong. It's under the house thing there, and it's bad. I can smell it. You be careful now. What's under there smells real bad. It smells evil.
I don't care if you tear this place apart plank by plank. We will find him.
You can't just charge
You've been warned, Barnes. Now get out of my sight.
You tell the Magister. Then we can get
The Magister turns, and his eyes fall on you.
There's a sorcerer somewhere in this worm-ridden dump. Have you seen him? Grey cloak, grey beard, satchel of books. Lucian's teeth. Where is that runt hiding? If you see anything suspicious, anything at all, report it immediately. Do you understand? He's a sorcerer dressed as a tinkerer. Our brothers started vanishing as soon as the tramp arrived in town. He fled into this stinking shed, but we'll find him again. We'll have our justice.
The Magister looks at you for a long, hard moment. He seems angry, puzzled, and amused in equal measure.
We have all the evidence we need. There will be no court of appeal for this sorcerer. Now, I've got a coward to catch. Excuse me.
Bugger off, I'm busy. Grisha's still the favourite.
The dwarf peers at an expertly dissected fish, gently poking its innards with his knife.
Fascinating. Most fascinating. Oh, my... I mean, no, what do you want?
With a small grin, the dwarf glances between you and his handiwork and shrugs.
Indeed I am. They can close our schools, but they can't take away what I've been taught. Besides, there's still so much to learn. Plenty. These tainted fish are causing a lot of hardship. If I can understand what's happening to them, perhaps there'll be a way to reverse the effects. Yes, as it happens. I need to see the effects of eating these fish firsthand, if you understand me. Do as I ask, and you'll be amply rewarded, I guarantee you. Wonderful. Now, there's 3 samples that I wish to learn more about. Care to choose?
The fish instantly churns your insides. You double over in pain. A sudden vivid sensation of floating in darkness assails you. There's something in there with you. Something. Hungry and corrupt. You can't breathe. You can't breathe. The dwarf suddenly drifts back into view, peering at you with fascination.
How do you feel?
A stream of black bile suddenly erupts from your mouth and across the dwarf's boot. He doesn't even look displeased.
Well, I'm sure any discomfort will pass shortly. Besides, I've learned a great deal from observing you. I'm in your debt, stranger. Ah, yes, of course, but this mightn't be quite what you were expecting, but, well... The fish you ate is known as yellow ridgeback. Quite a cunning breed, often used in concoctions to increase alertness. But this one, touched by the void itself. Who is to say how such a creature might alter an alertness mixture? Seek out somewhere that peddles alertness herb mixes. Adding these, unique ridgebacks might make quite the impact. So, now my work must continue, as soon as I've got in my quota of fish, of course. Farewell, stranger. My thanks once again, stranger. With your help, I might make a breakthrough yet. Well, I'm afraid I'm a humble sort. I wouldn't want to get mixed up with the sort of place that peddles these herb mixtures, but knowing Driftwood, you won't have to look too far. My findings are very promising, but speed isn't a virtue of my field, I'm afraid. It might be some time before I have something to present. Well, let me see. You tried the yellow ridgeback. Ah, yes, it's coming back to me now. A wily creature, not the easiest to catch. Find somewhere that peddles alertness herb mixes, then add the ridgeback that I gave you. The effects of the new mixture could be quite interesting.
If any of you see so much as a rat's hair out of place, you tell the Magisters. Then we can get them out, and you can get back to work.
Still no sign. I'll flush the rat out wherever he's hiding. You won't get another one of my brothers. So, report. Did you find anything? Lucian's teeth. If you see anything suspicious,
The dog sniffs the wooden decking, like there's something wrong.
Something's wrong. Something's wrong, and it's not right. I don't know, but there's something wrong, and it's underneath the floor. Be careful down there, missus. You're not smelling what I'm smelling.
The dwarf reaches into a barrel and pulls out a fish. His knife glides through the scales, crimson guts spilling out in its wake. The innards fall to the floor, landing in a pool of dark bile. You'd expect fish to smell, but these reek.
Well, good thing you don't have my job, because then you'd be wrong, and you'd be poor. Boss has a buyer for nearly all our stock. A top price, too.
Your clap on the back knocks his knife askew, cutting a jagged line through the best of the flesh. He looks at you with disgust as he tosses the fish aside.
Lucky ain't the word I'd use, nor's patient. So go and loom somewhere else.
The dwarf turns back to his work, slicing and disemboweling fish after fish as the blood and black bile mix and swirl around his boots. Looking at the barrel, you see that someone has scrawled Black House on it in paint. You cast your eyes around to see that every barrel headed to Arks has the same inscription.
Here, leave them barrels alone. I told you to take a hike, so scram.
You'd swear the shark was smiling at you.
What? You be needing something from me, lass? Ain't much inclined to rub elbows with humans, if you catch me drift. Ain't no one been standing together since Lucian died. Ain't been no goodwill among your kind, or mine, or anyone else's since the Reds have been in charge. Glad to hear you say it. The day will come we'll overthrow 'em, you mark my words. Until then, I'll practice the art of gutting unspoiled fish. I had friends. Good friends. Not even dwarves, some of them. Reds put him on a ship, sailed him to Fort Joy. Ever heard of that place? Fort Joy?
They send you there, it means you ain't never coming back. You've been there? Smack in the middle of the lion's den? Crikey! So you're a sorcerer, then? In that case, you must know about the fugitive. That fella all those Reds are looking for. I mean, if he's a sorcerer too, you'll want to do right by him, won't you? Make sure they don't catch the poor bugger.
The dwarf leans in and begins whispering conspiratorially.
This fella runs along, right? Sweating, panicking. Reds racing after him like hunting hounds. Hide in a barrel, you fool, I yelled. And what do you know? He did. Problem is, he's still in there. Been hours. Can't go nowhere, he can't, not with the Reds around. Hope that fella makes it out of Driftwood. The Reds will kill him if they find him. Reds got him, but can they hold him? I mean, you got out, didn't you? Maybe they can too.
You, tell me, have you seen a man acting suspiciously near here? Grey cloak, grey beard, satchel slung over his shoulder. Watch your tongue. I'm after a wanted man, a tinkerer, but I could still find time to haul you into a cell. Well, if you do see anything out of place, report it immediately. He'll slip up soon, and then we'll have him. That lunatic is not going to take another Magister. It'll be a pleasure to watch Magister Raymond purge him. I meant nothing. It's a Magister term, not something you need to know. Now, be on your damn way. I have work to do.
If any of you see so much as a rat's hair out of place, you tell the Magisters.
You see a man, well-fed and wealthy, but stress has lined his face and narrowed his waist.
I'll comb this place plank by plank. I'll find him.
He tries to ignore your presence, fails. He sighs.
See here. I'm very busy. The factory is crawling with Magisters, and our shipments to Arks are held up. Time is money. Don't waste my money. What do you want? A murderer, or a sorcerer, or some other species of miscreant. Whichever it is, it has nothing to do with me, except that it's stopping me shipping my fish into Arks. Now, please. That's privileged information. I have a trade to protect.
He gives you a cool look.
You don't bother your pretty little head about it, and I'll bid you a good day. You're still here. Try not to be.
miss Joe's mum.
You, stranger! What are you doing here?
Grumbling, the Magister turns back to her patrol.
The stink of beer almost covers up the stink of fish.
I don't want to go to Fort Joy with the smelly lizards.
Get her! Take that, sorcerer! Dallas, get her!
Come on. Lives are at stake. It doesn't make sense.
You're dead, Alexander. Alexander, you're dead. You have to stay dead until we say you're not dead anymore.
Here, missus! Alexander doesn't have to stay dead, does he?
See? Told ya. But don't worry, I'll revenge your death. Take that, sorcerer. You won't put a source collar on me, Dallas. I'm a big, bad, evil sorcerer, and I'll kill you dead.
I hate this game.
Dallas and her sorcerer mock fight in the dust. Little Alexander gives you a glum look. His lower lip protruding, he folds his arms and scowls.
You can figure this out. Come on.
Dallas and her sorcerer mock fight in the dust. Little Alexander. Startled, the guard leaps backwards and reaches for her weapon. She locks eyes with yours before releasing the grip on her blade's hilt.
You shouldn't surprise me like that. Oh, I could have sliced your neck clean open. Rustling leaves no longer remind me of autumn. A songbird's call no longer makes me whistle. Now, they might signal a Voidwoken's attack. Have you ever faced a Voidwoken? Nonsense. You best abandon those fables of yours. The danger is real. And the first to fall will be the dreamers and the escapists.
As the Magister's eyes alight upon you, they widen until they are practically bulging out of their sockets. One tremulous finger rises from voluminous robes and points right at you. From her other...
Ifan Ben Mezd is our living breathe. I don't know how you got free, but it'll be back to the joy with you, and no mistake. Who could forget? Best night's business the healer had in months. Now, come on. Back into a cage where you belong. Your little tricks won't work on me, Ben Mezd.
One eye squints, the other bulges out even further, as if to compensate.
Oh, it's you, all right. It's definitely you. Your little tricks won't work on me, Ben Mezd.
She considers your offer.
How much? So much? You have to be hiding something, and I'm sure Dallas will be well able to find out what that something is. Now, come on. Back into a cage where you belong. Your little tricks won't work on me, Ben Mezd.
The Magister grabs the coin and looks around shiftily, then turns back to you.
Get out of here, and don't let me catch you again.
Keeping it together, Reed. As long as I don't think about it too much. You're safe among friends.
I think that lunatic Siva is loose again. We won't be so gentle when we catch her this time.
Latest news! Fresh from the War Owl! Hear all about it! Many a latest, my friend. The war, the bishop, the queen. What tickles your fancy? Johnny Justinia, Queen of the Dwarves. Ah, scourge more like. Here's 20 or so noble gentlemen. No one knows what they did wrong, if anything, and she has them stripped and whipped all the way to the execution grounds. Didn't even give them the dignity of a sword. No, ma'am. Had them all hung. Real slow-like. You ask me, and I say she's mad as a mink with its tail on fire. Queen or no queen. 7 save us. Stabbed in the back he was by them vile, low-born, treacherous seekers. Kill them all, I say. Do them like Magister Raymond did old Lady Siva. That'll teach them traitors. I mean, they doomed us all, didn't they? The son of the Divine is dead. Gone. Who'll save us now? Ain't looking too good for them lizards. Word is, the Divine Order's gonna hit the ancient empire and hit it hard. You remember what happened to the elves, don't you? Ain't no one left standing when you treat them to death, Frog.
You're lucky to stand.
The Silent Watcher's jaws clench and slacken again and again for no visible reason. 2 empty eyes stare straight ahead, like the black button eyes of a child's stuffed doll.
Still at large.
Good day to you.
Smells worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a vat of vinegar.
Then don't come over. Not like you're buying anything.
Boyd Wolf, I don't come visit. Who will?
War's a brewing, my friend, and I'll stand by your side. But prices will go up, even for one of our own. Buy now and buy often. Special prices for you, my friend. Gotta stick with your own in times of trouble, right? War is hell, my friend, but it's very good for business. Good luck to you.
The prices these thieves are charging.
Well met, friend. Interested in Driftwood's finest catch?
You look down at the cart and see fish with flaking scales, tumours and, in one case, 3 heads.
It's free to look. Just don't touch nothing unless you're going to make my purse jingle. Fair travels, friend.
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much. You're safe among friends. Never forget it. More humans. Just what we needed.
Good day to you, madam.
Hope the morning.
You needing supplies? I'd stock up if I were you. It's madness out there. Never seen anything like it. Anything more?
Aye. Yes, of course.
Until later, then.
An elf in tattered red robes shifts through pages of handwritten notes spread across the table.
So many suspects. So many potential culprits. I need to narrow down the list. Think, you damn elf, think.
A floorboard creaks beneath your foot. The elf leaps around abruptly.
What? Why do you sneak up on me? Don't you know how dangerous that is, the way things are? Haven't you heard? My own Magister comrades are vanishing from right here in Driftwood. Whoever's behind it must be stopped. If you hear anything, come to me. I was removed from their ranks due to my elven blood. I'll continue to serve, though. I won't stand to see my comrades taken by some vile traitor. 3 Magisters vanished so far, all within Driftwood. My comrades believe some tinkerer named Higba is behind it all, but they're wrong. I'm certain of it. That's what I'm intent on finding out. This tavern is full of scum and degenerates. The true culprit could easily conceal themselves amongst them. I have to keep investigating, keep the pressure up. The culprit will make a mistake eventually. If you see anything suspicious, let me know. What? I serve with utter loyalty now and forever. Now get away from me and don't come back unless you have information I can use. What is it? Unless you know something about the disappearances, leave me alone. I need to concentrate. What? And you think that's an excuse for me to stop trying? I'll never stop. Not until this matter is settled or I'm dead.
The elf shrugs listlessly, his eyes scanning his omnipresent collection of notes.
Plenty of suspects. Plenty of maybes. Precious little progress, though. I'm still convinced that the tavern is key to all this, though.
The elf straightens to his full height, martial and unwavering.
I swore an oath. I won't turn my back on it. Not now, not ever. All this damn work and nothing to show for it. Might as well have rotted in the death fog. What's even the point?
From the gods. May the 7 usher us to paradise against all.
Magisters dropping left and right. Can't say I'm shedding any tears.
It can't be. Where is it? Where is it? Madam? Please, have you seen a small burlap pouch lying about? Blast! It's gone for good, I fear.
She rubs a hand over her smooth head, then suddenly looks up at you. Her great greenish-gold eyes are alive with worry.
There isn't any chance you could spare a moment to help me look, could you? I wouldn't dare ask it if it weren't terribly important.
She nods and turns to take her leave, but stumbles, falling a little into your arms. She laughs, embarrassed, and quickly rights herself.
Terribly sorry. I'm not in my proper mind today, it seems. I'll keep looking myself. Good day to you.
East, marketplace. West, driftwood fishworks.
Elsa, my inkwell is dry. Fetch me some more.
Of course, sir. Right away. I'm watching you, stranger. That's all you have to say. You may as well leave me to it then.
I deserve a better post.
State your business to Magister Carver, or else get out. That's Magister business. Keep your nose out of it. That's all you have to say. Of course, sir. Right away. State your business to
Elsa, my inkwell is dry. Fetch me some more. Bellwether, I need those reports,
sir.
damn it.
Right away.
What's this? Damn it, Barwell, you're supposed to be stopping intruders. There's still a fugitive on the loose.
It's Belworth, sir. And the fugitive's description doesn't match.
I don't care. Keep on alert until this fiend's head is on a spike. I don't want to end up like the others. Now, you... What do you want? You can't just come in here as you please. There's Magisters missing. I'm trying to conduct a bloody investigation. Ah, I see. You're sniffing around for a reward. Well, there'll be gold for anyone who helps us bring this mess to an end. Otherwise, you won't get a damn thing. Desertions? Well, what do you know about desertions? This miserable town has too many gossip mongers. But they're right. We have had some desertions of late. The veterans disgruntled with the new leadership. But they slip away in the night, taking supplies. Cowards and traitors, all of them. I'm looking for loyal Magisters, vanishing in broad daylight. Desertion just doesn't fit. Hardly. By all accounts, he seemed like just another money-grubbing nobody. He must have caught my Magisters unawares. It's the only explanation. No matter, he'll face justice either way. If you catch sight of that dog, tell me or my men at once. Understand? There might even be a reward in it for you. Well, do you know anything? Stop wasting my time, then. Well, do you stop wasting...
The silent watcher stands guard without a flicker of movement, like some grotesque statue. Passionless, unblinking eyes regard you from beneath the silent watcher's cowl. The Magister turns to you with a scowl. He already seemed immensely displeased, and your interjection isn't improving his mood.
What?
The Magister glances at you like you're something he just stepped in.
Keep out of it. That's what I want to know. Stuck here with those silent things. The new leadership ought to learn to respect its veterans. We're the ones who uphold the rule of law, not white ponces like Raymond and Jonathan.
A sly smile creeps across the Magister's face.
Aye, and sooner than you might think, if the rumours are true. Let's just say, there's other places where I'd be appreciated more than I am in Driftwood.
The Magister loses some of his bluster.
I ain't saying. It's a secret for loyal members of the Divine Order only. Who asked you? You're not even supposed to be down here. Keep out of it. You'd better move on from here right this instant, or I'll toss you in one of these cells.
Oh, great, a citizen. Can't you see I'm on a break here?
She narrows her eyes and pins you with a bitter stare.
You ever seen a void woken up close? I have. Barely escaped with my life.
Her mouth narrows in a thin line of contempt.
2 bananas short of a fruit bowl, are you? Get out of here. I don't have to listen to this nonsense in my dinner hour. Tired of living? I'll help you out with that if you don't get out of my sight in 5, 4, 3...
Head nodding drowsily, the Magister brings her voluminous sleeve up to her face. She sniffs loudly and suddenly jerks to attention, eyes red-rimmed with zeal, and something else.
They won't take me unawares. I'm ready for anything. See? I haven't stepped in. Well, I'm ready. That's what matters. Vigilance!
She turns her back on the other Magister and leans right up close in your business.
Shh. No need to shout about it. It's just a tiny, eensy mite of a smidgen of whatever can keep me awake. No sleep. If I can just keep my eyes open, I'll be safe.
She breathes heavily as she looks past your face, pupils dark and wide as the void, then resumes her twitchy post.
I'm on a break now, Yvette. You better not fall asleep on your watch again.
Calm down, Brianna. Carver's got his dossier on the sorcerer.
I have to stop these disappearances. My career is at stake.
Right, Mummy. I'm just another useless elf.
The dwarf is unnaturally still. You might mistake her for a corpse, were it not for a slight twitch of her eyelids. She calmly opens her left eye, then her right.
What do you want? Cobwebs, I reckon. Maybe some spiders and silverfish, rats. Nothing you want. Unless you collect cobwebs, I guess. Wine all you want. I'm staying and you're leaving, and that's that.
Before you can ask more, the dwarf holds up her hands and closes her eyes. She's done talking.
You best get.
She rolls her eyes before closing them and returning to her nap.
I would budge.
The Magister turns to you with a scowl.
What? Look around. Would you be happy stuck guarding this bloody place? 10 years of service, and he stick me in a hole with a bunch of speechless goons. The new leadership ought to learn to respect its veterans. We're the ones who uphold the rule of law, not...
A sly smile.
Aye, and sooner than you might think, if the rumours are true. Shut your mouth, or I'll fling you in one...
Blessings of the divine upon you, my lady. My husband and I were just sitting down for a picnic under the sun. We haven't much to offer, but would you care to join us? Nonsense, come. Sit, sit. We are pilgrims, and pilgrims share no matter what. There you go, all cozy. So tell me, are you heading to Arks like we are? Nicholas and I wouldn't miss Lucian's Day for the world. Oh, but you must visit the cathedral, please do. The more pilgrims pray for his return, the sooner Lucian will walk among us once more, just like the prophecy says. So come, let us break bread and strengthen ourselves for the journey. We have a sacred duty ahead of us in the holy city of Arks.
You eat, drink, and have a good time of it with Glory and her husband, Nicholas. After the meal, you express your thanks and take your leave.
Don't come over. Not like you're buying anything.
They don't come.
Keep your eyes peeled.
The spirit of a Magister stares dumbly at her translucent hand, the fingers of which have been sheared off.
My ring. Where's my ring?
The spirit looks at you with the smallest flicker of realization.
I was still alive when she started cutting pieces off me. She wanted me to feel it. All of it.
The spirit ponders your question and seems to shiver.
Oh, in many places. I feel my body in 100 moving graves, warm and wet.
The spirit inclines her head towards the kitchen.
I'm telling you, if they got nothing to hide, they got nothing to be scared of.
Pray speak.
Alexander the Innocent!
An elf sways on her chair, her eyes focused on the counter in front of her, where she has 6 glasses in a row. With the nails of 2 fingers, she's pressing red welts into her forearm. She slides one of the drinks towards you, her head bobbling heavily on her neck as she nods at the sparkling ale.
And that's... Drink or shut up. Nothing like a glass of the good stuff to smudge everything into a pretty shape.
She slides another glass of ale toward you. Its contents sparkle in the dim barlight.
Bottoms up. Can you just not? Cheers to you, me, and...
Her gaze swivels around the room.
Damien's dull knife. This place is horrible. Never mind. Cheers to you, me, and me again. Another. What do you mean? These are changing times or whatever.
She raises a glass and glances at yours on the bar.
The changing times. Give me one good reason.
She stares you dead in the eye and quickly tosses back another glass of ale.
Oh, reckon that was. Reckon one too many. Damien was kind of cute, though.
Taken too early.
Same as before, the spirit remains locked.
The ring! It was right here, on my finger.
The spirit pivots her wrist, staring at the fingerless hand, utterly, morbidly entranced.
I should have been more careful. She hacked at my sword hand first. I couldn't defend myself.
The spirit stares, absorbing your question. Finally, she points her fingerless hand towards the kitchen. The spirit's lips part, trying to form an answer. But it doesn't come. She forlornly stares at you, unable to find the words. The spirit looks at you with a...
I was still alive when she started cutting pieces off.
The spirit inclines her head. The spirit
Oh.
A prim woman in a starched apron wipes a glass with a clean rag. She pins you with blue, steel-sharp eyes as you approach the bar.
Blessings upon our Lucian, 7 times divine.
The soft lines of her face fold into a warm smile. She sets the glass on the counter and pours you a generous portion of an amber liquor.
I see your mother raised you very well indeed. You and my Niles would get along. Nice to see an unfamiliar face. What brings you to Driftwood, darling? Yes, that's my boy. Did you know him? Finest physician in all of Reaper's Coast. Top of his class. My, but it's been too long since I've seen him. A fine physician indeed. That's my boy. Some say all a growing child needs is food and sunshine. I say abstinence and chastity will grow him finer than either one of those. Oh, but it's so good to meet a friend of Niles. Here, have a little something to eat. Niall's favourite, you know. No one in our little town can appreciate work so fine as his, you know. All his instruments and books are stored away upstairs, all but forgotten. It's such a terrible waste. Well, if he ever comes back home for a visit, I'm sure he'd be happy to show you. Anyhow, what can I get you? We've only got amber ale, I'm afraid. Can't spare the potatoes for hard alcohol. If you'd like something that'll stick to your ribs, I'd flag down Loverick and get yourself a bowl of the house stew. Coming right up, darling? Back for more, are you, dear?
He fixes you with a stare, looks you up and down, weighs you up, the cut of your cloth, the weight of your bag. A moment passes. Then a smile creases his face, a smile carefully constructed to look friendly and authentic, a smile that doesn't reach his eyes.
Greetings, my lady. Looking to ease the pain of a decaying world? You're in the right place. Beers are ordered at the bar, but can I interest you in a nourishing bowl of stew?
He purses his lips. His fingers drum a pattern on his elbow as he assesses you.
I'm sorry, I mistook you for a different kind of person. My mistake. I shall return to serving me other customers, and I wish you a good, if boring, appetite. I'm sorry, it's not about the money. Really, you insult me now. This is about fellowship, about a shared worldview amongst devotees of strange and exhilarating experiences. Money is irrelevant.
A smile spreads across his face. He holds out his hand.
Now we're speaking the same language. So, let me ask you this. Across the world, who is renowned above all others for their exquisite love-making abilities? Well, I'm sure that in your own case, that sentiment is almost true. But no, let me tell you the truth of the matter. My friend, the very best lovers are, whisper it, lizards. And for a barely significant sum of gold, I can introduce you to the greatest lizard lover the world has ever seen. Well, this is what's available. Take it or leave it. And I suggest you take it. It's better to regret something you did than something you didn't do, am I right?
He holds out his hand.
We don't have anything else to discuss, so if you'll excuse me, I'll get back to work.
I'm telling you, if they got nothing to hide, they got nothing to scared.
Hold it. Papa no, you no go.
He grins, unpleasantly.
Loha didn't tell me to let anyone of your description in, so why should I? It's already mad as a bag of cats down there, and I've no intention of flinging another mangy yowler in there. Scoot!
I'll take your order if you're
You again. I told you to scram once. Don't make me say it with my fists.
He cocks his head to one side and peers appraisingly into your eyes. Shrugging his shoulders, he stands aside and spits on the ground, perilously close to your boot. The cook acknowledges you with a small bow, an oddly formal gesture given the surroundings.
Please, madam, you should not be back here. It's not safe. Cinnamon, not nutmeg. There's a food shortage in these parts. Fresh meat can be hard to come by. Liberal seasoning helps disguise all sorts of sins. Now, please, I must return to my work. You should speak to Loverick if you want food.
I've spotted something.
Ring. It bears the Magister's seal. And there's blood on it.
Please, I must insist you keep out of my kitchens. It's not safe for you to wander about like this. Sharp knives, boiling liquids, short tempers. Don't underestimate the dangers here. Now, please, I must insist. A ghost? Peddle your children's tales elsewhere. I have work to do. Please, I must insist you keep out of my kitchen.
She grabs the ring and glares at you, like a rattlesnake observing its next live meal.
You should have just kept out of this.
She gives you a defiant look.
Magisters are a blight. They deserve worse than the death I gave them. I wouldn't taint the earth with their carcasses. Better that they vanish into unsuspecting stomachs. My secret would be far safer if I knew you could never talk again.
There's a carving knife in her hand. You never even saw her pick it up.
I have more work to do, more magisters to rid the world of. I can't leave any loose threads.
She gives you a long look, unsure, then decides.
You should have just forgotten all about this.
spirit of Wivlia glares at you with all the venom she can muster.
Cooking notes. Wait, there's something wrong with this.
Sourcerers, a most vile incident. A valiant warrior against the fortress.
Same as before, the spirit remains locked in a shocked trance.
The ring. It was right here, on my finger.
Something shakes the Magister's ghost from her stupor. Her gaze falls on the ring and brightens.
My ring.
The spirit hesitates, piecing the fragmented memories together.
I sensed no danger. Who would if a cook approached them, smiling? She breathes no more. I can feel it.
Your words take a long moment to sink in, like they're being translated for the netherworld.
Return it. Home to my brethren.
The spirit smiles at you. If it weren't for the circumstances, it'd be almost heartwarming. The spirit seems more aware of her surroundings.
Bring it home.
I'm telling you, if you got nothing to hide, they got nothing to wonder. Seeking signs from the gods.
With the Magisters caging anyone up.
Seven usher us to paradise against
Damn
all
right.
the
All
odds.
right, so live, don't I? Throw him in a hole for
A look of recognition passes across his face.
What'll it be?
He purses his lips. His fingers drum a pattern on his elbow as he assesses you.
I'm sorry. I mistook you for a different kind of person. My mistake. I shall return to... Don't...
By sorcerers, a most vile incident.
Damn
Valiant warrior against the fortress.
Throw him in a hole for all I care. It's the great
Taken too early. All hope destroyed.
Bit you on the arse.
The path thus ended, the conclusion of a noble bloodline. Who shall rise? Who gains the title most divine? We wait, we wander and wonder, seeking signs from the gods. May seven usher us to paradise against all the odds.
That divine voice, that idyllic poetry. I could lose myself in Barstan's cinnamon eyes.
By sorcerers, a most vile incident. A valiant warrior against the void. Taken too early, all hope destroyed.
Pretty good, ain't he? Bet he'd even write a poem for you if you sidled up all nice like.
The title most divine. We wait, we wander and wonder. You have interrupted my newest masterpiece.
The bard clears his throat and gargles on his own saliva. He then returns to his poem, but his voice cracks mid-verse.
Well, never you mind. Every sonnet I compose is a masterpiece, and my muse has been begging me to write something new. Wait! You might be just the stimulus I needed. I shall craft a rhyme for you and your race. All I ask in return is a handful of coins. It's an offer of a lifetime. Normally I'd argue with you, but you do have a certain look about you. Very well. But if I am to write a first-rate work, you must face some difficult questions. Are you prepared to answer?
He stares at you for a few torturing moments.
Your eyes betray the guilt of the human race. You believe it your right to ravage Rivellon. What say you?
He smiles a crooked smile and runs a hand through his greasy hair.
Ah, arrogance! That most peculiar of human traits, given your lack of cultural accomplishment. Save the towers you erect in worship of greed. What riches do you seek, human? Indeed. You seem almost fearless in your conviction. But I know better. Stripped of their swords and shields, humans are as fragile as flower petals. Admit your cowardice.
The bard hems and haws, then bellows his next words to anyone who might hear.
To all lovers of verse, I bring glorious news. I have completed another modern classic. Listen now, and bask in its resounding refrain. The war drums keep the rhythm of patrol. Humankind establishes control. Sound the horn and shout the battle cry.
Arguing with Mac is like giving medicine to the dead. He's as stubborn as a corpse and smells the part to boot. No wonder Papa Thrash gives him the stink any time he tries to go downstairs.
Another sorcerer on the loose. I knew they should have cut off the Meister's head and burned the rest. Gotta make sure it don't grow back.
Bellwether, I need those reports, damn it.
Right away.
The Magister's jaw is tightly clenched as he stares out of the window. He senses you.
What? Those tinkerers all look the same. Scruffy, gold-hungry, sly wretches. This one has a grey beard and a dark cloak, according to reports. When, not if, and you'll see for yourself in time, we'll make all of Driftwood come and see what happens to those who conspire against us. Well, do you know anything?
The Magister snatches the ring from your palm and stares at it.
This is a conduct award. I presented it to Magister Harrick myself. She was the second one to be taken. The cook's been reported dead. I thought she was another victim, but if she had this, she must have been the culprit. There's no other explanation.
He shudders in disgust.
And to think she was so near to us, to me, all this time. It seems I owe you my thanks. And a reward.
He holds out a pouch of gold. You try to take it, but he doesn't yet relinquish his grasp. With his free hand, he wags a finger in your face.
Keep this ugliness to yourself. I wouldn't want it thought that we Magisters can't solve our own problems without throwing gold about.
He lets go of the pouch and turns away.
Wait until headquarters hears of my success, and perhaps I'll be promoted. Belson, my inkwell is dry. Fetch me some more.
Right away.
Magister's sick. Someone had the nerve to murder Magisters. Bellwether, I need those reports,
Course,
damn
sir.
it.
Right away.
Elson, my inkwell is
Course,
dry.
sir.
Fetch me some more.
Right away.
Bellwether, I need those reports, damn it.
Right away.
Elson, my inkwell is
Course.
dry. Fetch me some more.
Right away.
No more disappearances? No more deaths? It seems justice has been served well. Absolutely not! He's still a thief and likely a sorcerer as well. No, he'll face righteous Magister justice. As soon...
The Magister mutters to herself under her breath.
Bloody Carver. Been hiding in here all this time, now he'll take credit for solving the murders. Typical. That's all you have to say. You may as well... Of course, sir. Right away.
To be scared of.
And flush with gold, they'll lord o'er. You must be delighted by my newest ode. Oh, soon fame, notoriety, neither, or both. The thing about a good verse, wonderful. But I must...
He stares at you.
Your eyes betray the guilt of...
He smiles a crooked...
Ah, arrogance. Indeed. You seem almost fearless.
The bard hands...
To all war drums keep the rhythm of patrol.
Ah, finally. Your colleague over there is absolutely useless. I'll have a bowl of the house stew, if you please.
Oh, pity. I've been trying to get a little something to eat all day. But the giggleheads who run this establishment don't seem to be willing to provide a fellow with his fair portion.
After all I've been through, too.
He lowers his gaze, then looks up at you expectantly. His lip trembles dramatically.
It's my mentor. My dear mentor. He was... killed by those void beasts. I told him we ought not to travel in the hills, but would he listen? No. Now here I sit, my closest companion gone, our precious cargo worth more than Lucian's right ring, lost to the beast-infested wilds. And the waiter won't even bring me any stew. Ah, then perhaps my luck has changed. Yes, perhaps this awful business might soon be behind me.
Tell me, how are you with, well, Voidwoken? Ah, terrific news. Then what I ask will be little more than a trifling. My mentor, Liam, and I were hauling in a goodly number of fine wares from the Southlands when we crossed paths with a great brute of a Voidwoken.
It made short work of Liam, may the gods rest his soul. I managed to escape, but my precious cargo was left behind. We'd invested our entire livelihood in those wares. I'll do anything to get them back.
Of course. We'll, discuss the specifics once you've returned. Now, give me your map. I'll show you just where to look. I doubt those beasts out there have any use of such a cargo. I can't tell you how thoroughly you've made my day. Good luck. So, journey south. What's the word? Always. I haven't forgotten what I've heard about the chef's mastery of the pot and cleaver. I'm simply waiting to have it proven to me. Very kind of you. I'd love some. The brutes in this establishment have scarcely glanced at my table, much less offered me anything.
He inhales deeply over the stew, savoring the scent of it, then scoops up a large chunk of meat and swallows it down, seemingly without chewing. He pauses expectantly, then frowns.
Rather disappointing, isn't it? This must be a bad batch. I've heard such interesting things about the kitchen here. Oh, alas. Certainly. The last taste I had...
She nods an uninterested greeting.
Here for the fight? This is a tavern. People are drinking. Eventually there'll be a fight. You planning on starting one? Buy me a drink and I'll think about it. Cheers. Later then.
She doesn't lift her gaze from her drink. She's not interested in you at all.
If they got nothing to hide, they got nothing to be scared.
I've spotted something.
Hey, back away from the stairs or you'll find... You want an engraved invitation every time? You know the way in. You want an engraved invitation every time?
I've spotted something.
Look at that. A fresh face. And a pretty little kisser it is, too. Good to meet you, Governor. What's your poison, then? A sip or a smoke? Take all the time you need. Pleasure doing business with you, Governor. Aye, so it is. But not just any Drudnay. Oh no. My own special blends. Further down's the arena, see? And the gladiators are always on the lookout for an edge. I give them that edge. You could say that my darling herbs flower in the flesh and blossom in the brain. So, if you're interested, Governor, all you have to do is use your imagination. How can I make you bloom? No problem. In return for a reasonable donation, that is.
Effie digs all kinds of outlandish herbs from out of the depths of many pockets and mixes them with the patience and skill of an alchemist.
Much obliged, Governor. And here's your blend. Just take it to that big beauty of a pipe over there and have a blast. Right good to see you again, Governor. Just say the word, Governor. What are you after?
Well now.
Ivan smiled.
Just when I think this land holds no more surprises, I find myself still. At least the... Just when I think this land... Still.
Did you know our arena champion's a bloody cheat, stranger? Murger tripped me and bit off my earlobe before the fight had even started.
Are you? No, you aren't. Bugger off. Can't you see I'm trying to relax? Who? Me? You're nuts. Crooks, cads, and saps. You're the one who let me get close enough to nip gold right out of your pouch. Now, like I said, please kindly bugger off. Whatever, Mum. Leave me alone.
What?
Watch him fight. Watch him. See that? Right in the kisser. Doesn't.
My good lady, I see that you accompany no other than His Royal Majesty, the Red Prince. I have a message for him of quite vital importance, if you'd be so kind.
Of course she'll be so kind. Speak freely, kinsman.
Directions, milady. I was bid to send you to none other than Bramos the Wanderer. He was waiting for you here, my prince. But...
He looks around the hazy room with hasted eyes.
The House of Shadows stirs. The Honorable Bramos sensed them closing in. He had no choice but to flee from Driftwood. A little ways east he went, in search of safety, to an encampment of paladins. You will find him there, Majesty. And with that, I have told my tale.
Indeed I am. We will follow your directions. You have my thanks, kinsman.
Prince of Princes, I am humbled and grateful.
He bows deeply before the Red Prince, as reverently as one would before a god.
The tigers fly, the leopards lie, and you, oh! But I know you, don't I? I have seen you in the night, the awoken one, hounded by dying gods. Just a dream, of course, just a dream.
The House of Shadows stirs. An ominous phrase. It's as if I can feel the onset of night. Perhaps. But you must realize that until a short while ago, the very existence of the House of Shadows was a mystery to us. If this thing of darkness steps into the light, it must be desperate. And desperate means dangerous. Who said anything about fear? I hardly know the meaning of the word. But I suppose you do have a point. If they are dangerous, we will simply have to be more dangerous. And if they fear, we will prove worthy of their dread. Onward, then. Let them strike when they may. We shall be ready for them.
Hail, darling. Call me Dorothea.
She draws close. You feel her breath on your neck, hot, moist.
Oh, yes. I have something that you want. But I only bargain with those I deem deserving. Those who have accomplished great things. So, are you worthy of my gift? If you swam your way here, I might consider that a notable triumph. But honey, I know you didn't swim. You'll have to give me something more impressive than that. Surely you've accomplished something of note. Indeed. This is acceptable. You have proven cleverness that has eluded Driftwood's, well, I won't say great minds, but minds, at least. So tell me, are you ready for me to grant you your greatest desire? I see the questions scurrying through your head. It's worrying too much and wandering too far. If you show yourself to me, I will show myself to you. You have a need. To expose it, look into my ring and tell me what you see there. Gaze into the gem, my lovely.
She flashes her ring at you, and you stare at the luminescent stone at its center. You are floating on a current of pure source, surrounded by a kaleidoscope of colors and fuzzy images. On the horizon looms a dark silhouette. As you approach, a beam of light washes the shadow away, revealing to you...
Yes. I see you clearly now. It is immortality you desire, as do we all. It's not something I can give, but I can give you the breath of life. In return, I ask for one courtesy. A kiss. A kiss.
Dorothea sighs, a fusion of a kitten's purr and a cockroach's clacking.
For me to help you, our souls must touch. And a kiss brings our souls closer, does it not? It shall fulfill both your desire and mine. Most delicious. Meet me around the corner, and come alone. An audience is not required.
I know you.
Your friends should leave. I prefer a more... Your friends should leave.
Dorothea sees you and heaves a shuddering sigh. She bites into her lower lip with enough force that a drop of blood seeps out. Blood and something else. Something green.
Darling, I admit I wish we could share more carnal pleasures. Yet I think a kiss is the height of intimacy. Now come closer and receive your soul's desire.
You draw closer and close your eyes, eager to feel her lips on yours. Yet her lips do not press against yours, and her hands do not caress your face. She is a woman no longer, but a were-spider.
I can't give you endless life. Instead, take this phoenix idol. Keep it on you. Should you die, the idol will resurrect you. You can cheat death once this way. We part ways now. I'll remember this moment. You've seen my true self. There's nothing more to know.
She kisses her forefinger, then presses it against your forehead.
Now go.
Boss is busy. Loha, you've been living under a boulder. Good. Boss could use some good news. Listen up. Don't waste his time. These are explosive times. Be respectful.
Come, Marla. You're one of us, ain't you? Tell us